Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome everybody. If you're new tonight, everybody starts out muted, so that's normal. We'll give an opportunity to meet you a little later. We do have a couple announcements before we introduce our comedy and then the message. So first of all, if you haven't joined us for Mom's Group on a Wednesday yet, please join us. We've got our Battlefield Moms coffee group every Wednesday, 11 a.m. It's just a 1 hour just connection time. We all have our coffee or tea together. Great way to start the day. We talk about the topic from the night before and then just get to know each other and connect. It's just been really, really great. So we just invite you all, if you haven't been yet, please join us. You're in good hands, and you can come sometimes, and maybe you work other times. You can't be there every week. That's fine. Make it when you can. We'd love to have you. And if you need the link, just pop me or Kristen a message and we'll give you the link. Once you have it, it's the same every week. So join us tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. And then we had a really fun night on Saturday night. I'm going to hand it over to Steve K.O. Maddox here. He'll tell a little bit while we get him unmuted. We had such a good time. We had our, are you good? Let's get you on Spotlight, Steve. It's taken me a minute to find. Okay, go ahead. Hey, Steve.
He's right there.
Hey, Angie. Yeah, we did have a great night Saturday night. That was really, really fun. We want to thank everybody that came and hung out with us and played a little trivia. We're hoping to do it again. If you didn't get in this time, there's another chance, and we'll hook you up with that. For those of you who tried to donate and went to the website and pushed the button, for some reason it was a little off. We're working on that ASAP. The cool thing is you can go through Facebook and hit us up in Facebook, and if you're still interested in donating, put in a little thing that says Trivia Night and put your donation in. We would appreciate it. Clyde had a good time. He said thank you. He appreciated the enthusiasm and the energy. So he was pretty amazed at the winners. They were outstanding, I heard.
Art, did you have a few words on that? Interrogation. Did you on that, Art?
At this point, it's in the hands of the investigators. I cannot comment. It's an independent investigation, and I'm not part of the investigation. I have no say in it. Yeah, lawyers will be contacting you, Steve.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
I might just ask you a few questions right now, go off script, and see if you know anything. Because anyway,
that was fun.
Thank
you guys.
Hey, Steve and Birdie. Yeah, this is Chris here. I just wanted to let you know that we filed suit in the state of Texas to have the results overturned. And you'll be hearing from the lawyers in Texas as well.
That's right, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, great. And there's a whole conspiracy thing going on right here. I can see it right
now. If you all didn't figure it out, our teachers here, Birdie and Steve, were our champions for the trivia night.
Count on us.
We really had very little to do with that whole win, but we were on the team.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, you guys.
Thanks. That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys saw the pictures. I talked right through it. Travis put some pictures up for us there of the night. There we go. There's some pictures. Let me remove these spotlights and then get that on Spotlight. And you can kind of see some of the fun that we had, some of the different groups. At Rebuild Recovery, there was 3 different teams going in the house in 3 different places in the house, and they're all doing their...
Josh Googling.
Right
there. Yeah.
We can show you that a little bit better.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's Googling right there.
Thank you again to everybody who participated, and thank you to our board and our Battlefield team for just putting on such a fun event. We've really missed doing events, since COVID, And it was just an opening to just remember that, holy cow, we can't wait to start doing live events again. And that's coming. A couple of you have asked, and we don't have a specific time frame yet, but we're getting closer with COVID, and it kind of just comes down to when everything opens up. So we're getting closer to that. We don't have any projected dates yet, but it is coming soon. So we look forward to that. But we're so thankful that Zoom has worked out thus far for us all, for over a year now. It's just been a really great thing to just stay connected like this. So now let's introduce our comedian. One final thing here before our message. So let's see, where's Kyle?
Move that arrow out of my head. Yeah.
I lost track
Oh.
of Kyle.
Back, I know. I know.
We might have lost Kyle.
I'm here.
You are. Okay, great. Hey, Kyle.
Yes.
So we have Kyle's Corny Comedy Corner. Kyle is the manager over at Rebuild Recovery. And take it away, Kyle.
Okay. So I found out that I have another phobia. It's of tsunamis. They come in waves. My brother accused me of stealing his thesaurus. I was shocked, aghast, appalled, surprised. Some people have been calling me self-centered. Well, that's enough about them.
That's a good one.
Why didn't the number 4 ask out the number 5? Because he was too squared. Now, do they allow loud laughing in Hawaii? Or is it just a low ha? You know? More like, huh? Huh? I asked my ex-girlfriend once if I was the only one she had ever been with. She said, yeah, the rest were 9 and 10s. One of my favorite jokes. I'm pretty sure I've done it before, but I really want to do it again. Why is the mushroom always invited to parties? Because he's a fun guy. That's it. Oh, that's the last joke, but I want to give a shout out to Troy McCannon. I see you on there, bro. Looking good with your clean and sober. So keep it up, bro.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I like your corny jokes. They're always funny.
Thanks, bro.
If it wasn't for you, I would be still drinking.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And to all the crew at Arb's house. So
Thanks, Troy.
Thanks,
yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle. That was great. Really good. Really good. All right, let's get Art on Spotlight. My screens are all wonky tonight. Here we go. Spotlight. All right. Take it away, Art.
When I sit in this laboratory every day and kind of get, how's it sound, Ange?
Good.
And I really get, that's what it is. It's kind of an observatory where I get to sit in a position and watch people. And we talked a couple weeks ago about go from dependence to independence, and about a group of people that are dependent on needing help, and then how to walk out of this situation and get on your own into an independent situation where you're autonomous in your life and feeding yourself and paying for your own apartment and your own house or cars or your bills or whatever. And it is a extremely difficult process. And to watch it, I'm gonna try to talk tonight in a way that doesn't really judge the way that these guys are doing it, but to kind of point out some of the obstacles that they're facing, and different than the obstacles that I faced even 10 years ago. And, I'll start out by saying that part of the thing about changing people's lives or about solving problems is that what you start learning when you go to solve problems is that a lot of solutions, like drug addiction being one of them, drug addiction looks like a problem at face value, but in actuality, the problem of drinking or the problem of drugging is a solution for something. And it's a solution for suffering. And as you go about any kind of change, what you're going to realize is that a lot of things that look like solutions are problems, and a lot of things that look like problems are solutions. Maybe, going back to the Titanic movie, I know there in the Titanic, there was men that were trying to get on the boats. And so what they would do is pick up a baby, and that looked like a problem, but it was actually that man's solution. Or maybe a bank robber grabs a hostage and says, you guys got a big problem here. But that hostage, if he drops that hostage, now he doesn't have a solution. So you start seeing in this world of fixing things that things are tricky, that, maybe going down and feeding the homeless looks like a solution, but it can come with many problems. Maybe parents here have understood that maybe buying their kid a car looks like a solution, but in actuality, it comes with a bunch of problems. Maybe solving problems for other people looks like it's going to solve problems for other people, but it's actually creating problems for other people while being a solution for yourself. I was driving with a man in LA, and as I got off the plane and I had to go to get my rental car, he was driving the rental van. And as we were driving the rental van, he had about 11 of us passengers, and he was very keen on pointing out the poor driving of every person that was in LA. See, that actually looks like he's pointing out a problem, but in actuality, that's his solution. He's trying to show that he's a better driver, and that's his way of doing it. He wants to point out poor driving. So you begin to see in this world that there's just all kinds of things. And now I'm into the weight loss world. And of course, that's like whack-a-mole. I start working on, I did a keto for a while, and all of a sudden now I got to go donate blood because I have too much iron in my system, or all kinds of different problems arise in different parts of our body. And then I'm deficient in one area and overdoing it in the other area, and constantly. And, another area that this is true is they just haven't seemed to figure out facial, Botox and all this stuff. It looks like a solution for people, but it seems to me that it's a problem. And that, kind of, what do they call it when they get the face redone, or facelifts or whatever? It's, a lot of those people that get the facelift, they start looking like maybe reptilian or something after the face is pulled back that tight. So you begin to see that in each one of these things that comes off like a solution, there's problems. And in almost every problem, it's actually somebody's solution. And so when this begins to happen, that solutions become problems and problems become solution, that's why problems persist. So we have DUIs in this state, that's a solution for a lot of people. It's a problem for some, but it's a solution for a lot of people, because this state needs DUIs. It funds a lot of what we do. How many people now have interlock blow and go companies? How many people have tow truck companies that tow cars for people like us who drive on suspended licenses? And now our problems become their solution. And then all of a sudden, these problems got to persist. And so as I've watched and observed what goes on here in this house, and I see that drug addicts are particularly susceptible. And I don't know, maybe it's not, maybe we're not, maybe it's not true, but it just seems that drug addicts are particularly susceptible to all the pitfalls as we go on. And I'm going to point out one of the biggest issues that I've seen so far now in treatment totally. And I haven't seen a bigger one than this. And by the way, back 10 years ago, it was very, very difficult to stay off drugs. Very difficult. We didn't have medically assisted treatment. It wasn't predominantly given out so easy. It was very difficult to stay off drugs, but it was easier to transition into real life. So the second part of recovery, which is actually getting functioning and finding a home and finding an apartment and paying for that apartment and all that, that was easier. It was easier, but it was so difficult. But if you stayed off drugs, you were probably going to be able to find a place to live, and you were probably going to get to independence a lot easier. But nowadays it's different. It seems very easy for a person to stay off drugs for a while. You take a little Suboxone, you take a little medically assisted treatment, you lay around the sober housing, you do this, but to actually get past this other point and to get on to independence has become very, very difficult. And I'll tell you, one of the, and as I've watched this whole thing, I've seen the buffet of solutions called addiction. All these solutions for suffering. I've seen all of them. I've seen, pornography and gambling and alcohol and drugs and overeating and over shopping. But I think there's a bigger one now, past all that, past all those other solutions. And it's this thing that now is formed. And it started out for solutions for people. I think Facebook started out as a solution at one time. It started out as a solution for connection. I think TikTok started out as a solution. It started out for creativity. It started out as a solution for people to get creative. And I think, another one I've been noticing is Marco Polo. This is a way people now communicate with actually having to not face each other. They can actually just communicate and then send the message, talk into the camera, repeat it over and over, get it perfectly to their liking, and then send it off to the other person to watch. Now, what you get out of that is you get to avoid social cues. You don't have to have interest in the other person's like eye movement, and you don't have to hear their responses or their pauses or their tones, and you don't have to communicate or actually connect. You can just say it how you like it and then send it off, which is a new thing that seemed like a solution for communication. TikTok seemed like a solution for creativity. Facebook seemed like a solution for connection and how to meet old friends and be part of things and meet up and business. And it all seemed like solutions. But for me, I'm seeing this stuff as a huge problem. And the reason it's become a huge problem is because people's new addiction is distraction. The new addiction is distraction. It's this massive way that everything has gotten watered down. Back in the day, it was Thursday night. On Thursday night, if any of your parents out there, Thursday night at 8 p.m., there was a show that came on. It was Seinfeld. And as a community, as a society, we waited for Thursday at 8. We didn't watch TV. We didn't watch TV till 8 o'clock. Most people didn't. At 8 o'clock, everybody in the nation was turning on Seinfeld. At 8:30, everyone was turning on Friends. And you watched Seinfeld and Friends and you watched it together. So television at that point was a means of connection. It was a way that people connected. It wasn't a way that people distracted or isolated. It was a way that we connected with each other. Movies used to be a way that people connect. You went on a Friday night. You went and watched a movie and it was an event. You got popcorn, you went on a date, you did something, you went to the movies. Now movies are just constantly streaming. Television shows, you can watch the whole season by yourself in one day. Now, TikTok has now just become this thing to distract yourself and mind-numbing watching. So what I call living your life as a distraction is this predominant amount of time spent doing things with no end and no beginning. No end, no beginning, and no concern for results. No actual accomplishment in the task. And we do this day after day, over and over. And this is what we're facing. This is the number one obstacle I am currently facing in this house, is a group of people who have now learned to live their life like a distraction and are addicted to it. Addicted to TikTok, addicted to Facebook, addicted to television, addicted to Netflix, addicted to YouTube, addicted to watching videos on their phone, constantly addicted to music, addicted to everything that's right here, not being able to communicate socially, not being able to call somebody's home and speak on the phone. All these solutions have now become these huge problems, and we are stuck in it. And it's getting to the point where it was supposed to be easier. Online banking was supposed to be easier. It's a nightmare. Going to Comcast and doing anything online was supposed to be easy. It's a nightmare. Paying your bills online was supposed to be easier. All these things have become enormous problems because they've stopped us from accomplishment. Human beings, what we are at our nature is goal-setting devices. That's what we are. There's two types of goals. There's known target goals and unknown target goals. So sometimes so if I grab this cup of coffee and I take a drink, what I've done is I've set a goal and completed it. If I've brushed my teeth, I've set a goal and completed it. If I put my pants on or made my bed or cleaned my kitchen, what I've done is I've set a goal and completed it. Now, unknown target goals are the goals you set that are big, like I'm going to get a job or I'm going to buy a house, and you don't know how to do that. So you become like a heat-seeking missile. And the only thing that stops a human being from finishing their goals is quitting. And the only thing that used to make it so people would quit was memory of past failure. And so we were perfect goal setting, you know, like birds. Birds are perfect goal setting devices. They've never failed at flying south for the winter. They set out to achieve their goal and they do it. And we're just like them, but we got something different than them. We have memory of past failure. So now what we do is we combine memory of past failure and we combine living our life like a distraction, and we can no longer achieve goals. We no longer have any direction. We're wandering. Now we couple that with, I don't have to go visit a man and see him to get a job. I can just text out 20 places or 30 places, and I never have to meet anyone. I never have to see anyone. I never have to achieve anymore. And then we couple that with, I don't have to achieve recovery. You know, it was tough being sober without your phone. It was hard because you had idle hands and you were going nuts. You didn't know what you were going to do with that day. So what you did was you went to 4 meetings. You talked about this thing called addiction and you looked into it. You read the big book. You met with your sponsor. But now it's it's this pacifier. So laptops and phones, they used to be a solution. Now they're a big problem. They're a big problem as I see it, just on the way to independence, just on the way, this obstacle of look at the amount of time spent on this thing. Now, take those away. Take the laptop, take the phone away. What would you do? See, you just right there, you would have to be productive. You would have to be. And you would have to do behaviors that gave you results, that led to achievement, that led to confidence, that led to self-esteem. But rather now what we have is victims, people who struggle, difficulty, going straight into pacifying themselves with this thing. It's like a big sucker, this phone, this laptop. I can just suck on it. I don't have to look into the world. I don't have to be known for what I did today. I can kind of just hide here. And I say, it's a big problem for you. It's a big obstacle. It's an obstacle because now you have a new addiction that you got to work a recovery program for. Now you got to figure out how to go to meetings just to get rid of the phone that they set you up with. They told you that was a solution. They said, here's a solution. You're going to want to look at this phone and get jobs and do shit. It ain't. It's a huge problem. Throw it away. If you throw it away, you're going to be highly successful in one day because there will be nothing else to do but produce. There will be nothing else to do but set goals. Now, this came because we have an older gentleman here in our program, and I watch him all day compared to the younger generation. The older gentleman in our program, every behavior he does has results. I watch it all day. He does a behavior, it leads to results. He does another behavior, it leads to results. He does another behavior, it leads to results. He helps with dinner, it leads to results. He washes he mows the lawn or looks in the yard and helps out. Everything he does is an accomplishment all day, leading to the feeling of self-esteem at the end of the day. And then I look at some of the younger generation struggling, and they're struggling with this thing that was supposed to be a solution. You know, it was also supposed to be that it was entertainment, but there's something now called diminishing marginal returns, meaning I'm on vacation before I work. And so now I'm looking at this thing over and over that if you could just limit it to at 8 o'clock at night, turn it on, it would be highly enjoyable activity if you could do that. But when you're doing it at 1 o'clock and noon and 11 o'clock, it becomes diminishing marginal returns, which means the first pizza you ate is awesome. But by pizza number 5, you're sick of it. And we're overindulging in this thing. And it's just this obstacle that you all have to overcome. And I see it. I don't know how I would have dealt with it in my recovery. I don't know how I would have dealt with all these shiny things to look at. All this stuff that is replacing accomplishment, all this stuff that you have to go through. And I see it as the rich people pacifying the poor people. Here, the rich, affluent people are going to put stuff for you to stare at all day. And then you're going to pay them. So now we're going to pay the rich to put content on there. We're going to make them rich, and we're all just going to stare at it all day and zombie out, go nowhere. But there's the hope from all of us poor people that we're going to put some content on there one day and get known. So that's why we're doing it. Like it's like an investment. Well, I'm going to be a TikTok star one day. No, you ain't. There you go. He's got 9,000 followers. Pay me. You see? So it's just a new obstacle, a new solution that comes with terrible problems. Another one, distraction. I see so many people that books, books used to be this thing where people read and then discussed. Even books now aren't discussed. They're just read. So now reading is becoming even a thing that might not be good. You can't even, you can't, television, anything. It was supposed to be an event, not a lifestyle. A movie was an event, not a lifestyle. A video was an event, not a lifestyle. Remember on Sunday night, we used to have America's Funniest Videos. It was 1 hour. 1 hour on Sunday night at 7 p.m. You could turn on 60 Minutes or you could turn on America's Funniest Videos. Now you can watch funny videos all day, 24 hours a day. We used to get the news. The news was great. You turned it on at 5 o'clock. You could watch it. 5 o'clock, nationwide news. It was amazing. Now there's news 24 hours a day. You can't even watch it anymore. Watered down, repetitive bullshit. You turn on a television program. It's great. Watch it once a week. But no, we're going to watch 11 hours and get it done today. 11 episodes. And this is our new obstacle because it's blocked our own creativity as people. It stopped us. It stopped us from being able to put what's inside of us out to the world. What do you want to do for the world? What do you want to do to be creative? What do you want to do? And so it's changed us. And it's made us zombies. And I live here and I watch and I see. And it's as simple as putting that down. There's nothing to do. It's just put it down. Once you put it down, by putting it down, almost anything else will leave you successful. Just go ahead and look. And if you're ready to challenge yourself, pick up your phone and look at the screen time you spent today. Look at what you did the last week. Just look at it. And then go, what could I have done with that 79 hours? And I guarantee, on average, just here, we're looking at between 40 and 80 hours each. It's insane. It is the new addiction in America. Distraction, isolation, non-connection. Single myself out, zone out on my phone. Don't have to look at social cues. Don't have to meet people. Even dating. You guys, you know that dating used to be an achievement. It was an absolute achievement. Boy, you had to get good clothes on. You had to get your hair cut. You had to go to some social gathering and you had to get some balls. And you had to walk up to the girl and you had to get her number. It was tough, man. It was tough. And you had to do it. You had to go in there and you came home with a piece of paper with her number and you stared at that thing for 2 days. You did. You didn't know, I can't call her. I can't call her. Okay, and your friends, call her. And then you call her. And guess what? Her dad answered. Is Cindy home? And you had to talk and man up. And it was tough. Now you just go on an app, swipe. No achievement in dating anymore. No accomplishment. None. You know what it felt like as a man when you got that number of the girl that you didn't think you were going to get? You went Monday to your job and you told everybody you're the best thing that ever happened. You felt that sense of accomplishment. When's the last time any man in this room felt that sense of accomplishment with a woman? I don't think so. It's just come meet me at the Safeway. We'll sleep together. That's what it is now. Yeah. Meet me in the parking lot. We'll sleep together. No sense of accomplishment in it. You had to work. 3 dates, maybe you were getting laid. It's hard stuff, man. You had to come with some dinner. You had to have a car. Achievement. So no wonder. We're like a pack of dogs that the food is just given to us. We no longer have to hunt. And we wonder why people are suffering, why they're not making it. Because our solution for suffering is now a problem called distraction, and it's become an addiction. And it's the biggest problem that I see currently. It's worse than drugs. You know, drugs is productive. At least with drug use, you're going in a direction. You're going somewhere. I say anybody using drugs today is better than the person using distraction today. Because the person using drugs today is closer to true recovery. Closer to actually getting pushed to something. Going in a direction. But the person using distraction is just waiting to get high again. Just kind of being there, kind of hoping something happens in your life, waiting, and then it doesn't. So then you throw the Suboxone down and you say, screw it. And you get loaded. Because there's no accomplishment. Because recovery is built on accomplishment. Recovery is built on these accomplishments that you go, I can do it. I can do that. I can get my license. I can have a bank account. I can get an apartment. I can do these things. It's built on that. But everything wants to be handed now. Will you sign for me? Will you get this for me? It's big. And I'm just observing it. I don't know. I'm not saying I would have made it. I'm not saying I would have made it in this world. I'm not even saying I'd be sober now with the world you guys are in. For me, I was ostracized by my addiction, and I like that. I wasn't accepted. I was stigmatized. I was called whatever by my family. I appreciated that. I was told I was a junkie and to get out of their house. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you. Thank you for not enabling me. So I think really looking, this isn't just addicts. I think this is everyone. Looking across the board. Geez, there was a lot of people good at trivia. I wonder how they got that good. You know? What are they doing with their time that they know that shit? Jesus, don't they got jobs? Oh, you know, I find it almost impossible to turn the TV on this day and age. It's all watered down. There's nothing to watch. It's all played out. Impossible to look at Facebook. Impossible to look at that. I do enjoy 10 minutes of TikTok a day. I wait. I get in bed. It's about 9 o'clock. I watch myself 10 minutes of TikTok. I have fun. Get all my news. That's where you get the news. That's where I get my investment opportunities. Yeah. Isn't that where they're telling me about crypto? Yeah. Everything. Food has become a distraction. Food used to be an event. You got dressed. You went out with your family. You sat around the table. You went out to eat. Now we're too lazy. It's got to come to us. And we don't even care. It's 3 times a day. Order an Uber Eats. It's not even an event anymore. When you got pizza delivered when you were a kid, that was an event, man. Pizza's getting delivered. Now there's some dipshit food getting delivered. The kids got something here called Bobo tea or some shit. Whatever it's called, this goddamn tea they drink. And they get it delivered. It's like $80 for 4 teas. And they don't even appreciate it. Having tea with somebody used to be an event. You appreciated it. It wasn't just sip it down, get rid of it, get done with it. That was good. Dinner, everything. Smoking has now become a distraction. It used to be an event. I worked with men, and the most productive men that we worked with smoked. They worked 2 hours hard as hell, and then they go, let's go smoke. And they went outside, and the smoking square was this place of connection. People went out there to smoke, and that was where the cool people were at. They were outside smoking. I didn't even smoke. I'd have to go talk to them. Now smoking is just this lazy, watered down thing that they do all day. Just suck on it all day. Not even an event. Everything is handed. No more accomplishment, no more goals. This is a problem, not a solution. It's bad. And this is for you guys to say, hey, we can't take no more. We can't live like this. We got to throw this down. They're setting us up. You guys know there's no more middle class. This is why. It don't exist because the rich make shit for you to sit and watch all day. Then you do it, and it stops you from being out in your boat, stops you from hiking, stops you from dating a girl, stops you from living any type of exciting life because the rich are saying, watch my shit and make me rich. And we do. And they just keep out putting more garbage out, and we still watch that even though it's turned into complete garbage. We're still watching that shit. There ain't a thing on Netflix, trust me. Nothing to watch. Played out. You guys know it's played out. Waiting on Netflix 2 to come out. Reading a book used to be an event. Everything was an event. Everything was living life. Now we're being lived. It's living us. Music, everything. You know, there used to be a record player. You get the record out, you put the needle on the song, and you play the song. And when a song got over, you went back and you had to put the needle back.
Save your money for a record.
And you had to buy a record. All these solutions for a better, quicker life have ruined us. They're not solutions. So I need help here. And I'm saying to everyone, here's our obstacle. The new addiction is distraction. Are you addicted? And everyone's addicted. This isn't just a drug addict problem. People are distracted by politics. They're not into politics. They're not looking for results. They're not into these movements. They're distracted by these movements. They have opinions about these movements. They don't do anything about those things. They don't go to any meetings. They don't meet. They don't advocate. They don't raise money. They just have opinions and watch it. Live it like a distraction. Dwell on it. Use that problem, whatever that problem is, to be better than the person who disagrees with them. Politicians are living politics like a distraction. It's no longer results. It's just two people being right. Two different parties being right. Both wrong. Embarrassing. I'm in it. We're all in it. It's the new thing. How hard it is for you to put your phone down for 2 hours. I'm there, addicted. I don't even have anything going on there, but I just keep looking at it all day, just hoping something comes.
Yeah, I do like when I get a message. I
Yes.
check it pretty quick.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's like a slot machine.
Yeah. Payout. So that's my rant for tonight. My rant is this thing, and it's really true. I just think that we're living life like a distraction. And it's a fantasy world of non-achievement, and it has no end and no beginning and no sense of accomplishment. So when you find yourself doing a behavior that has no beginning and no end, that's it. There's no starting place, no finishing place, just a one long, monotonous, never-ending thing that you can do. Scroll. Just imagine. And I think we have to stop now. If we don't, it just gets worse. We connect less. We isolate more. We use more. We find different things to use. It's bad. Yeah.
I feel like there are like healthy distractions though. But I remember like one morning you're talking to Bruce and
Can anybody hear him?
Not really, and I definitely couldn't see him. I can't tell who's talking.
Little P's talking.
I was just saying like I feel like there are healthy distractions because I remember one morning group like you're saying about like sitting here being able to sit with yourself and if you can't do it, being able to distract yourself from that thought. Like for example, like cleaning the garage, you're like helping out in the kitchen, like those are healthy distractions, right?
Yes, he's asking if there's healthy distraction. Of course. Like I said, have a beginning, things that have an end, and leave you with a sense of accomplishment after they're done. Healthy. They have an end and a beginning and an end, and people smile when you finish it, and you feel good about yourself. Healthy. And that's not really a distraction. That's an accomplishment. That's setting a goal and achieving it. That's not going away. And there's a trick here too, because some people are looking, this phone is very tricky because what are you doing on there? Yeah. Not many people admit to mindless scrolling activity all day. They're always looking for something.
Yeah, they're always
I'm trying to find a car. I'm trying to find a job. I'm trying to find a place to live. No, you're not. I'm trying to find a woman like this. That's how we find women now. Should be the guy with the biggest finger. Yeah. He just goes like this. The ladies go, ooh, look at that finger. Yeah. Does he have a job? No, but you should see his finger. It's fine. Dude scrolls like 100 women a minute. Yeah. Got him. So I'm ready for any. Open it up, Ange.
Okay, sounds good. So let's. I hear my voice. Oh, There we go. Let's open it up. And so the way that you get in line, any comments, any new people we want to meet you, any questions, anybody going through it that needs a coaching moment, that's welcome too. You just use the raise your hand feature on your device. Here, let me do mine. You can kind of see the example. I'm raising my hands. And if you can't figure out how to raise your hands on your device, then you can unmute yourself. You can wave your hands and get my attention. You can pop me a text and let me know. Some people do that too. So just get my attention whatever way. So let's open it up. Who's first? Let's scroll through too and see. Oh, I do have to just acknowledge Jim and Kathy White are with us tonight. So let's say hi to you guys. We haven't seen you guys. They travel across the country. So where are you guys tuning in from? Let's get you unmuted here. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. Did I do it?
Okay, Kathy,
Jim just had to step out, but we're in Wyoming.
Wow. What are you doing there?
We're just traveling, getting to Pacific Northwest, but we're going to Billings, Montana in a couple of days and hear a musician that we know there. And then going up to Spokane area and then over to Bellevue, Fall City, all that where the two kids are and our grandkids.
Wow.
And we'll see you guys, I'm sure.
Beautiful.
When are you due over here?
July 1st is when we get to our daughters in Fall City.
Okay, great. We'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, well, we hope to. So
beautiful. Nice to see you, Kathy.
Huh?
Nice to see you.
I'm glad to see you all.
You look great.
Thanks.
Really good to see you.
I need to
Sorry we missed Jim.
I'm sorry. He had to go get the Can you hear me still? He had to go get the laundry for me. It's over there at the laundry room.
Okay, good. That's a good man.
I told on him. Okay. I can figure out how do I unmute it?
I'll do it. There you go. You're muted. Thanks, Kathy. All right. Questions, comments? Who's going through it?
I remember me and my friends used to have this phrase we would say. It would be like someday and there'd be 4 of us together or 5 of us together or something. And we would say the phrase, let's go get some girls. That was like a day, that's what we did. Like you and your 4 buddies and you go, let's go get some girls. And it didn't matter where you were going to go to the mall, you were going to go to the fair, or you were going anywhere. I haven't heard that phrase. I've been with the guys at the big house. I've been with the guys here, and I've never seen on a Saturday guys go, let's go get some girls. And that used to be the thing to do. That was all we had to do. Maybe one day you guys want to go get some girls. Yeah, maybe Cam. I think Cam.
Where's Cam?
Yeah.
It's not on him, but.
Yeah.
But look at Burroughs. He would have problems, Art. I mean, look how big his legs are. His head's really small.
Yeah.
Let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. You see his head. And look at his legs. What is the deal?
They do look really big, huh?
Yeah.
Who do you got there tonight, Art? I see a couple guests. I see Tessa there. She hasn't been to a solution group before.
No. We got the lovely Tessa.
Yes.
She got to lean over.
We have legendary. We have 2 legends, actually. We have 2 Big House and Big Change Recovery Battlefield Addiction legends. One, Mr. Kevin Tolbert, is in the house. Believe it or not.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. So another one, communication with people.
Yeah.
Another thing is
wait, 1 second.
Masks.
Let me undo your mic.
Yeah.
Masks.
Yes.
People can hide behind anything they want. You walk into a store.
Yes.
You got that mask on, whatever.
I'm just gonna challenge everyone here. If you're still wearing masks, I don't know.
Please stop.
Stop. We're trying to move on.
Yeah.
Just move on. Take them off. Yeah.
There's
Yes. It didn't help. It didn't help anyways.
I'll go into the store and I'm not wearing a mask, right? I go in there and I look around and there's one other guy without a mask. Come on, let's go.
Yes.
And I go in there.
Yeah, you just have
and
to
if
see.
there's nobody else, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I should have brought it.
Okay, and our other guest tonight is a legend, Mrs. Michelle Burchett.
She's off.
Yes.
Yes. She's off camera right now, but she's 50 and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes, she looks great. So
And she helped us.
So glad you're there. Yay.
it's good that she's here because, you know, we're going to be, I haven't told her this, but in a month or two, we're going to put her in the spotlight at Battlefield.
Yeah.
As y'all know, I'm not a huge guy into story. I'm not very much into my own story. I'm not into much of anything like that. But one of the greatest stories that we do have is Michelle's. And we're going to let her come and kind of get interviewed and be in the spotlight very soon. So, oh yeah, I did it. I never asked her. So I just told her. So, you know, she'll be doing that. Probably very soon we'll start promoting that and shoot the video and get her out there. So,
Yeah.
because she's got a remarkable story from the streets to soon to have her master's degree. So we want to let everyone know about that.
Oh,
I look forward to that.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right.
Sonia and Jeremy here in Mount Vernon.
Hey guys.
I loved what Art was talking about earlier. I think we all sit on our asses and don't do shit, you know. And if enough of us, you know, like in this group here, we were all, you know, putting out the same vibes, thinking the same things, you know, and the power behind that of us all just doing something together, you know. And whereas, like you said, you can hit a button, you know, and get your asshole cleaned, you know. Like there's just, you know, everything is just set to what's the word, you know, the standard that we live by. It's wrong, you know. I was thinking about the aliens coming, you know, all this crap. Look, they come here and they're like, look at all these idiots, you know, driving slow in gas-powered cars and shit, you know. It's like, I'm serious. Like we as people, this is not it. We could be doing so much more. We could, you know, like I love what you were talking about today. It's just it hits home, Art. I really appreciate that.
You guys know we got a place for you, so let's get it done soon.
Yep, we.
Nice to see you, Sonia. You okay?
Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
Come on, Sonia.
I'm still alive. Homelessness
Okay. Well, let's get you out of the streets.
Yeah, please.
Come on, Sonia.
It's scary place.
I'll come pick you up.
Yep. Kevin said he'll come pick you up.
Serious, anytime. I will drive right now.
All right.
Well, I'm in Mount Vernon. You'll find me at Safeway in the parking lot.
All right. All right. Nice to see you guys. Thank you.
All
You know how to reach us, guys. Sonia and Jeremy, you got my number.
We will.
Thank you.
Believe it.
All right.
All right. Who's next?
Any of you guys? Questions, comments? We got new people?
I don't see any new people tonight.
For you know, this is just how it was, and you know, it wasn't like this even 10 years ago when I got sober. Getting an apartment was way easier. It didn't take the diligence, and it didn't take what you guys have to do now. And in fact, renting a house was easy because I was sober a year without any credit, without anything, and I was able to rent 8 of them and turn them into sober houses. And people would rent you your house, and there wasn't management companies governing all the rental properties, and now there is, and everything. That's why it's taking more precision for you to get out of the predicament you were in. Yes, it's easier to get 6 months clean because you can just stare at your phone and kind of get help, and people will enable you a little bit, and everybody's really open to lending a hand, but it's true, but it has to be honored, and it has to be shown. Look at guys, I know people are more accepting of addiction, and people are more accepting of being on your on their payroll and all that, but this thing of this time that's being spent and wasted, and that's you know, and I would say it's going to be more difficult for you guys. So it's going to take more precision. Inflation is terrible right now. There was 10 years ago, there was the same $20 an hour jobs 10 years ago that I see that are available now. But those $20 an hour jobs, you could go get an apartment for $700 or $800. Now that same apartment is $1,800.
Yeah.
And the work that you have to do to get out of this predicament, that's why I'm bringing this up, because it's got to be precise. You don't have money for Uber Eats. You don't have money to stop at the fast food every meal. You got to do this the hard way. And it's going to be a grind, and everything you do is going to be an achievement. That's what I've always said. I said, looks like you're surrounded by brick walls on all four sides. But every time you achieve something, it's like taking a brick down, and that's what you stand on. And every achievement is taking down another brick until finally you're standing on this brick, on the bricks that used to kind of block you in. And that's what recovery is. That's what it is. It's mental and it's physical. It's actually getting your mind right and getting your circumstances right. And your circumstances improve, which improves your mind, and your mind improves, which improves your circumstances. And it works with two hands. And it's tough and it's hard. And so it looks to me like you take it easy and recovery is easier. Nope. It's at an all-time high. It's at an all-time difficulty because it's easy, but recidivism is also easy. But see, somebody that got 6 months in 2005, they did it the hard way. They did it with no distraction. They didn't have something to pick up to just take their mind off things. You had to actually face it. You had to sit there. It was tough. It was so tough. I sat and got sober in this same house, but I didn't have a cell phone. My cell phone had very little minutes, and all it had was text and phone. I didn't have the internet. My father wouldn't let me on his computer because he knew I'd corrupt it with porn. So he wouldn't let me on that thing, and I couldn't afford a laptop. So what I had to do was I had to actually just go to a meeting, and I had to listen. And back then, and the other thing, you know, people used to say sober just on the message they heard that day. Just on a message. So you would go, and that's true. You would go, and just that message you heard got you through that one day. And people would stay sober just on a message. But now we're pacified. They can stay sober by watching YouTube for 13 hours and then turning on a little TikTok for 4, and then watching some Netflix and taking a sleeping pill and hitting the hay. And that's called sobriety. But that's not achievement. And you can maintain that, but you need to achieve. And you guys need your wins. You need your wins. Every day when I see a kid getting his wins here, that's what it is. And we need our wins, man. We need to set goals and achieve them. We need to not do behavior that has no beginning and no end and no sense of accomplishment after we're done. It's actually just, you end up like, it's like a bag of Lay's potato chips. You just can't eat one. So you turn on one video and it leads to the rabbit hole, and you're down the next one and the next one and the next one. And there's no event. There's no sharing that. There's no actual cues with another people. You know, when you watch a good movie with somebody, you look over at them and you hope they laugh at the points you laugh at, and that's connection. And maybe you've seen that movie before, so you encourage other people to watch it with you, and you want to see when they laugh and hope that you get to show them and expose them to the funny parts. But we don't have these events anymore. We just got watered down bullshit that goes never ending, on and on and on and on. Can't even watch it. So it's important and it's crucial. And it's crucial we see this distinction, that drug addiction, that the solution for drug addiction is not distraction. The solution for suffering is not distraction. It just leads to more suffering. And actually, when you come out of that distraction, your problems are still there. And they start piling up because now you've just wasted another day. And things begin to pile up on you more and more when you're living life like a distraction. And it becomes too big. And those brick walls that you had, they get bigger. Now they enclose on you and they fall down on top of you. And the only way out is drugs. And I see it. And I see it so much clearer now, walking beside each one of you and trying to walk with you through this. You know, like this kind of group, I walk Wolfie and Barkley, and we go down to the park. So difficult to walk a nice line down to the park. They're distracted by everything. You know, they're distracted by everything. They want to stop everywhere. They want to pull me over here. They want to pull me over there. Everything they see, they want to get into. It's kind of like us. Crypto? I don't have any money, but I want to invest. What are they doing? Baseball cards? I want to go there. Uber Eats? Can I Venmo you $3 and get a shake? It's insanity. And that's not to say listen, my day was different. I was different, kind of absurd. We were different. And I don't know if I could have stayed sober in this environment. And then there is the other thing. There's the other thing you're facing. A lot of us got sober back in the day. So I'm gonna knock us because we got sober back in the day because we ran out of drugs. We couldn't get any more drugs. But you guys don't have that problem. There's drugs everywhere. The supply is huge. So there on that side, I admire what you have to do. More the different challenges of different eras. It's too easy to find drugs now. So it's hard. Maybe you got to just stare at that phone so you don't get high one day. Maybe it is. Maybe for me, I didn't have money to go get a laptop. I couldn't get a phone. Maybe that was a blessing. So we're all here. I'm just here to observe it. I hope you don't think I'm just telling you the facts as I see it. Look at what you're dealing with. Now put that down and see what you do in your life. Put that down, see what you do in your life. Give that up and see where your mind goes. You give that up and you put that phone away. You put that phone away from 7 in the morning until 11 in the morning. What are you going to do with your life? I guarantee you by 8, you figured out something to do. You ain't going to sit there trying to be distracted until 11. By 8 o'clock, you're going to go, let's get out of this house. Let's go look for jobs. Let's go get some girls. Let's play basketball. Let's clean the garage. Something. We got questions yet?
No, everybody's dead silent tonight.
Yeah, Tanner's got a question.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I hear you missing the old the old days, how things used to be and stuff, and I get that.
Mhm.
But I wonder because I do sometimes the older it is, yes.
Yeah.
But I wonder, what do you think people should do about that? Considering that's kind of the way the world is. It seems like what does someone do to go against the grain of that?
Yeah, that was a great question. But what is the solution? How do you go against it? And I think it's just like anything else. It's balance. I think that just we have to have balance, and we have to work our recovery program. And this is as I've gotten through recovery, I've had to work it in different areas. First started out, I thought, man, if I just quit heroin and drugs, my life is going to be set. And I at the time, and still I have this relationship with something up there that I talk to. And I remember thinking that we had a deal. I've quit heroin. You should make my life pretty easy now. I should get to do. And then all of a sudden, this thing that started coming in, I started feeling guilty for the way I treated women. I did, for the way I didn't honor them or the way I would cheat on them in my past and all that. And I started feeling guilty for how I treated women. I was like, now I got to treat women good. So now I had to work a recovery program against women, for women and sex and that kind of thing. And all my addiction ways that I had there. And then it became food. And now it's food. Now I got to work a recovery program for food. And I have to work a recovery program for Facebook. I personally have had to delete the app because I'm addicted. And so now I have it on my tablet and I can go in at night, like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I can do a little scrolling, but I'm not doing it in the middle of the day anymore. And, I think it's balance that you have to find. And it sucks too, because you're in this position that you feel so shitty about life and about yourself and about what you've done in the past. And you have so much, and that can just take your mind off. It's so easy. And it's just right there, and you can just grab it and you can just look at it and it can make you laugh or smile. And so it's even more it's a difficulty. And it's saying, now I got to work my recovery program with that. I got to teach myself to breathe and put that down, go do something. It's balance. And that's why I say the world has perpetuated a place where trying to get this mind to not need to be so stimulated is massively difficult, because our minds are massively overstimulated. You know, in 1800, we could be what? Riding a horse and sitting by the fire. And there's no other alternative to that. You know, I mean, there's no alternative. That's what we'd be doing. And it'd be easier for mental health. But we have COVID and we have all these pitfalls and all these obstacles that I observed that you guys got to go through. And that's why I say it takes more diligence than it did when I did it. There was no other alternative. My phone didn't have the internet. I wasn't on there. So what did you do? Well, you went and listened to the meeting and then you heard it. And now people are in the meeting and they can't get off their phone. And they're not listening to the message.
Sometimes can't even carry on a 5-minute conversation.
That's right. So we're all facing it. It's a good question, but balance is my only answer.
Oh, having a communication like face to face.
Yes.
People are communicating through their phones easier now.
That's right.
It's crazy.
Well, it's getting to the point where people will be texting and then one person will call the other and they won't answer each other.
Yeah.
Because that's too difficult. That's too difficult to speak. You know, it's like, let's just text. Yeah. Sometimes I'm texting somebody and they call me and I'm like, oh God. I didn't know, I'm not ready to talk. Who does this guy think he is? He's just like the rapist. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, we got people getting in line now. So Renee was first. Let's get you unmuted. Oh my gosh.
How inappropriate.
We're all laughing because we've been there.
How inappropriate. Just call you.
Hi, Renee.
Hi, Angie. Hi, Art. Thanks for your message. I have a question regarding that because I realize and agree with you completely because I suffer from those same things, right? The addiction of the phone or whatever. But how do you, if that's an addiction, so like if you're an alcoholic, you just avoid alcohol, but we need the phone, right? So how do you dabble? It's like food, right? So you need to eat to survive. So how do you regulate like what's healthy and, you know, the use of your devices and stuff? How do you do that?
Like I said, I'm in the same struggle. Luckily in my life, I've reached independence, so you can manage it a little easier. But where I see the big difficulty is that this is an obstacle to reaching independence. And a lot of us that are now independent might not have made it if it was for these phones. And they might have hindered, this addiction might have hindered us, you know, and to see what they have to go through, you know, with this. And then, you know, we're at a place, once you own your own home and you're sitting in it, you know, the phone's probably not going to be that much of a detriment. But when you haven't done that work and this phone is holding you down, it's difficult. And I don't know, you know, for me, I'm addicted too. I've learned to just, I don't watch TV anymore. That's one. And if I do, it's like 20 minutes or a movie if it's good. And then I had to delete the app. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's tough, but I have all these apps deleted and I still grab my phone out of I mean, I just grab it and check it. There's never anything there. Nobody calls me. Nobody. But I'm like, I get no phone calls. None. Like today, I haven't had a phone call. I mean, that's nobody. And I still check my phone. I haven't had a text or a phone call, but
nobody has Art's number.
So
there is a feature now on phones under device care, I think it is, and it's called on mine anyways. It's Samsung Wellbeing or something, and it will track your hours, and you can actually set it. But then again, I set mine to where I don't go over an hour a day, like on Facebook. But then it'll pop, and then it will like shade out or whatever, and won't let me click on it. But then you click on it and you up your time, and so it's just like it's like this never ending. Like it's like you have to stick to it. If I mean, it's still up to you in the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. These are the same problems people had with booze. This is it. Trying to regulate when they drank, which days they drank, how many beers they had. It's the same shit. So you know it's an addiction. We got people regulate. I mean, you know, I'm right now like 9 days clean off Facebook. I mean, I'm doing it just like treatment for myself. I mean, it's the same thing. You know, and they knew it. You know, these saints just came out with this movie on Netflix, The Social Experience. they came out with this movie. These people have been working in the social media business for like 12 years. And then they come out like they're saints, telling us that they were screwing us for 12 years and making us addicted to their phone, like they're doing something. It's like the guy that's been poisoning the factory River with his factory for 12 years. Now people think he's a saint for telling us he was doing it. Well, I mean, you're not a saint. And now I don't know. Now I look at that movie and I go, what are they up to next? You know, what are they doing next? Yeah, they're probably screwing me in a different way because they were just able to do it for 12 years and not have a problem with it. And now they want to tell us and create a movie that makes a lot of money in telling us.
On Netflix.
Yeah, maybe.
Which one are you talking about? The social
Go ahead, Wendy and Ken.
All right, yep, let's get you guys unmuted. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry. Hey, I just had a comment on this because I think sometimes, you know, whether you're addicted or not doesn't really matter. It's just like all of us are all trying to be productive in our lives, and we all have tried to have goals that we want to go do, and we're all distracted by stuff. And I think sometimes we just get overwhelmed with the goal. You know, if the goal is to get over addiction, that's a huge goal. If the goal is to go find a job, that's a big goal. And so sometimes we take the whole elephant and we just think it's so big, there's no way we could swallow that thing. So you got to break it up into little chunks. And so, you know, I had this idea in my head I learned from somebody else that just says, win the day. And so I just think every day, I just think, well, let's take 3 to 5 things that I am definitely going to do today. Whether I get distracted with everything else, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to get these 3 things done.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, at least you won that day. And if there's 100 tasks you have to do, well, you do 5 of them at a time.
Yeah.
Win that day. Just and don't let yourself go to sleep until you win it.
Yeah.
And boy, at the end of 5 days, you'll have 25 of those things done. You'll be a fourth of the way through your program.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it that way, but sometimes we think, oh wow, there's 100 things to do for me to win this deal or get to this goal.
And
or whatever.
writing a list really helps.
I have Wendy writing lists now.
He does. And I love crossing them off. They feel so good.
And I'd say the other thing is write them down. You know, instead of putting them on a computer device, write them down. Just, I don't know, for me, it just feels better to write it.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I love that. Write it down.
Yeah. I was thinking about what you were saying with distractions, but maybe that'll help somebody.
Thank
So
you, Ken.
Wendy, when you write your list, do you start writing a couple things that you just did to get you started with crossing them off?
That.
Yeah,
I
totally
do that.
really
Just to make it feel good.
Yeah, it feels really good to do that.
It does.
I do it.
Does. This took me 2 days to get through, but and then I added 2 more things to it today because life is a journey. But it's it seems to be helping keep me on track. So that's good.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Always good to see you guys on. So Howie and Jeff are on. He didn't want to be on camera, but Howie sent a message just saying, I'm just trying to pop it up again. Howie's 3 weeks clean and wanted Art to know that he's had 3 weeks without his phone.
Wow.
Miss it. I really can't put you on. Come on now. You didn't want to be on camera, so it's okay. I won't make up. But hi, guys. Let me just show them just for a second, and we won't make you unmute. But just there's Jeff and Howie. Good to see you guys. Glad you guys are on. Nice to see you both watching together. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. Really cool. Glad to see you.
Sonia says hi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You guys know Sonia. Great.
Beautiful.
So we're down to the last 10 minutes, Art. We have a couple dedications to do. If we wanted to, just at whatever point you're ready to do that, we
Why
can.
don't we play one of them now, and then I'll close, and then we'll play the other one.
Okay, Travis, give me a heads up. Should we do we start with
Yeah, this one's for the first one from this is for Bill.
Okay, Bill. Okay, great. Let me put let's put you on spotlight, Becky. Becky sent over a dedication request. You want to share a little bit about, and I'm going to stop the recording here because we can't have the copyright. So anybody watching this recording will not get these dedications because the copyright of the music will not allow us to upload on Facebook or YouTube. So I'm
available. And after that selfish act where we lose connection, go away, none of our problems are solved. And it takes us away from our problems to a different place, but none of the problems are solved, and we come back and the problems begin to build. And this is a lot like addiction. So if you're looking at these things like that, and you just learn that that's just your new thing that you have to recover from. And that's just going to be just as important as food or gambling or drugs or alcohol or any other addictions in our life. So I wanted to create that for people. I want to see, even for people that are, really looking at the harm of, maybe it isn't harmful to have an 8-year-old have a cell phone. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's what we're creating. We're creating more addiction. And so I wanted to create that as a team. We can start identifying this enemy. And I think the enemy is distraction, and the enemy of progress is distraction, and the enemy of connection is distraction. And it's a big acknowledgement if we can all see that. So that's what I wanted to point out tonight. And once again, thank you all for coming. See you next week. And it's an honor to be in your homes, and it's an honor to be facilitating this connection between Chris and Pam tonight. And Chris, you keep fighting, kiddo, and we're all rooting for you.
Dave's not here because he's on vacation.